Hola, estudiantes. I just wanted to share this story with you since we're beginning our unit on the rainforest. When I was in Costa Rica, I visited several different areas of the rainforest, and one area was a section that children had actually saved. And it's just to kind of show you a little bit about the rainforest in Costa Rica, as well as the possibilities that everyone has to make a difference in the world. And this is called Dream the Forest Wild. And it was actually created with the help of students illustrating the pictures. Okay, to the children. Next. Once there was a forest home, tangled under a treetop dome, deep and green as you've ever seen, noisy and wild as you can dream. It grew on a mountain of gentle height, in a warm little country, happy and bright. Rain, rain came down for months and weeks, while a foggy mist hugged trees and creeks. The trees reached higher than you could see. Their branches filled the sky so free. There were more wild things than anyone could find. If you open up your heart, you can see them in your mind. Can you see the motmots fly through the trees? Can you find the quetzal as he shimmers in the breeze? Hear the parrots, painted parrots scolding the air? Look for hummingbirds hovering everywhere. Down below, an anteater snorts, while coatimundes hurry by in a bunch. Watch for big snakes slumbering and small ones slithering. Find tree possums scurrying, rushing, and dithering. See the kinkajou hanging from the canopy heights? Dream of jaguars prowling in cool, damp nights. Would you like to try and count the plants? There might be as many as ants. Bromeliads, heliconias, orchids are three, and feathery ferns are as tall as the trees. Now, can you imagine as you look around millions of dragonflies making no sounds? Or billions of butterflies twirling down, or trillions of ants scrambling over the ground. And if you look among the trees, you'll find people too, families and farms and children like you. Oh, it was a wonderful place. For all living things, it was wild and safe. It was a rainforest, tall and proud, a rainforest jungle in the clouds. Now, as the years passed by and then the families grew larger, they needed their fields to stretch out farther. So the farmers began to clear more ground. They started to take the forest trees down. It seemed like a good idea at first, The forest was so big and deep, who would ever need all those trees to keep? But after a while, things began to change. Some folks noticed that the rainforest looked strange. Those trees were disappearing fast. They could see that the forest would not last, so they formed a group with all agreed they would save the forest that was in great need. They traveled far and wide. They called for help to keep the trees alive. They told about the forest home tangled under the treetop dome. They told about the monkeys swinging from the heights. They whispered of ancelots in cool, damp nights. They spoke with love of a forest proud, a rainforest far away in the clouds. A little school in Sweden At a little school in Sweden, children raised their hands. They said, "We want to help save the land." So all the students there sold cookies and cake to rescue the rainforest before it was too late. They saved some trees, and that's not all. Soon the children everywhere heard the call. They heard the sound of hummingbird wings. They dreamed the song a rainforest sings. The children said, "We want to help too." And Jim the forest keeper answered, "Yes, please do." He and a group were excited and thrilled. What if the trees belong to the children of the world? And so, from countries across the land, children sent money so that folks would understand that saving the forest was their dream, and the group and all the children were now a team. Now, some folks doubted that this could be. They didn't dream the wild things living free. They didn't see a quetzal shining in the breeze. They doubted children could save the trees. What do you think? Yes, they were wrong. Amazing things happened, and it didn't take long. More than 40 countries joined the team, and thousands of children dreamed the dream. From England, Japan, and Sweden, US to Ecuador, children sent $2 million and then sent more and more. This had never happened before. And remember the farmers with large families? Well, they decided to save the trees and learn to better farm their land as they joined with the children in taking a stand. Can you begin to guess? With the help of the farmers, the teachers, and the rest, the dream came true for every child. The children saved that rainforest wild. El Bosque Eterno de los Niños became its name. The children's eternal rainforest means forever untamed. Now you are the future of the beautiful Ben. Will you dream the forest wild and tell a friend? Tell them to imagine a forest home tangled under a treetop dome, deep and green as ever seen, noisy and wild as you can dream. And now the children's dream is bright today. People come to walk the land from far away. Maybe you will visit the tall, tangled trees, fall in love with the cloud forests snuggled in the breeze. Look up. You might find a quetzal preening, funny umbrella birds puffing and singing, howler monkeys swinging, noisy and low, a speckled owl swooping below. Look around to orchids opening quick, rainbow beetles burrowing shiny and thick, tapirs browsing in the busy brush, a three-toed sloth not at all in a rush. Tapir. Follow a waterfall's rumble and splash. It sparkles through the trees. You're there at last. A nightingale wren sings a high, sweet song while daylight softens. But before it's gone, listen, there's a whisper through the swirling mist to you. The children's eternal rainforest is your home too. A note from the forest keeper. El Bosque Eterno de los Niños was founded in 1988 by the Monte Verde Conservation League in Monte Verde, Costa Rica. There were countless numbers of people who became involved: league members and workers, teachers, schools, scores of volunteers, the Monte Verde community, and thousands of children from more than 40 countries mobilized, united in the dream of saving the rainforest. I'll put this up here. A brief history. In 1951, a group of North American Quakers settled near a beautiful remote cloud forest to establish a nonviolent community in a peaceful, friendly, loving country, Costa Rica. The area they settled in was called Monte Verde. Many years later, the communities around Monte Verde had grown, and the rainforest was being destroyed to make way for more farms. The Monte Verde Conservation League was formed in 1986 to protect the forest that, as the story tells, was disappearing fast. In 1987, the children of the little school in Sweden and their teacher, Ehra Kern, contacted MCL board members Richard Lavel, wanting to help save the forest. In September 1988, with the promise of donations from the Swedish children, the MCL negotiated to buy a beautiful rainforest area of approximately 1,500 acres to be named the Swedish Children's Rainforest. A short time later, Tina Jolliffe of the Children's Tropical Forest UK contacted us. In a quick succession came a school in Japan, and the Children's Rainforest Group, and Sharon had founded the Children's Rainforest Group to help. Donations began coming in from as far as Peru, South Africa, Australia, France, and Malaysia, and the dream of one rainforest that belonged to all the world's children. The first international children's rainforest was born. Schools around the globe held bake sales, put on plays, and sold tickets to various events to raise money for the rainforest. In the end, children sent nearly $3 million, and 64,000 acres of rainforest was saved and protected. After some land swaps with the government and other rainforest conservation groups, the official total was 54,000 by 1995, was reduced to 54,000 acres by 1995. The project took 3 years, a very short time to realize such a big dream. I gave the rainforest the name Bosque Eterno de los Niños for 3 reasons: to honor an association set up by the original Monte Verde Quaker community, to honor the thousands of remarkable children around the world who believed in the dream. They cared about land, trees, and wild creatures that make the rainforest. They and the children like you who keep the dream alive are the eternal heroes of this story. 3, to emphasize an eternal commitment to future generations to guard our natural heritage. I hope you enjoyed this information about the rainforest and and begin to build a little bit of an idea about the creatures that are in the rainforest. Keep this information in your minds as we continue through this unit.